Ooh, that's a nice turnout. All right.
You guys gonna program?
So, hello everyone, and welcome to Bites Off Broadway. I'm Andrew, president of Act 2 Theater, as well as director of this show. And I'm gonna read this little bit for you because I typed it out yesterday. We're so appreciative that you've decided to take time away from your weekend to see the debut of Act 2 Theater. We've been working on getting this company off the ground for the better part of 6 months now, so we hope you'll continue to support us going forward as well. So we got a tiny bit of admin before we begin. As you can see on the back of your programs, we will be performing Hamlet in just a few months, but to do that, we need actors. Auditions will be held across 2 days. This Wednesday from 12 to 4 at Mojave Community College. That's on Yeagerson Avenue, not the one on Beale Street here. That'll be from 12 to 4 on Wednesday, room 604. All of this information, by the way, is also on our website, so that's important to note. It'll also be Saturday here at Metcalf from 9 to 5. Show up anytime in either of those slots, and if you can't make it to either performance, check out our Facebook. We have a link to fill out a virtual audition form. If you do that, you can still be considered even if you can't make it in person. However, if you would like to be considered for the role of Hamlet or Ophelia, you have to get that in by the end of Wednesday. That way we can get all of that situated, maybe do callbacks. All right. Exclusively for MCC students, if any of you are, we will be hosting an audition workshop this Tuesday from 4 to 6 in room 233 with the Bighorn Drama Club. That was all I needed to say before talking about the show, so let's get to the now. First, please remember to turn off your cell phones. They very well could interfere with our microphones. I have to have mine on. Let's make that the only one that is on. What was that? Thank you. The restrooms, they are directly to your left if you need them, and concessions are directly behind you. So please consider buying something or even donating, as those are your only ways to financially support us, as this is a free show. All right, so Bites Off Broadway is a theatrical showcase. So that means none of these scenes will really connect to each other in any meaningful way. They're just plucked around. It's just a fun way to showcase our artists as well as the art as a whole. So we hope you enjoy. Today we'll be performing scenes from all over the theatrical world. We will be doing a song from Wicked, a scene from the hit show Check Please, popular among high schoolers, I hear. And we'll even be doing an original.
Are we going to be doing anything by the Bard?
The Bard? Who would that be?
Well, you have to know this one. The King of Couplets, Sultan of Sonnets, put the I am in iambic pentameter.
Shakespeare, got it.
Yeah, the Bard.
So, what makes him the Bard? He's a Bard, like I'm a Bard. Malachi over there, our sound guy, he's a Bard, he's a writer. You're an actor, that makes you a Bard. He's just one of the Bards.
Well, I mean, he's done all of them. He's done tragedies, he's done poetry, he's done comedies.
Comedies! Okay, name one thing of his that's funny. Give me a line.
We shall not carry coals, because then we would be full ears.
You're supposed to laugh.
But it's not funny. God, I hate Shakespeare. That's right, I said it.
No.
I do, I hate Shakespeare.
Why?
I just don't get it. How a mediocre actor from a measly little town is suddenly the brightest jewel in England's royal crown. Oh God, I hate Shakespeare. His plays are wordy, but oh no, the great Shakespeare. That little turdy has no sense about the audience. He makes them feel so dumb that doesn't care that my poor ass is getting numb.
How can you say that? How can you say that?
It's easy, I can say it, cause it's absolutely true.
Don't be a penis, the man is a genius.
His genius is he's fooling all of you.
But he's brilliant when majesty flows from his pen. His poetry soars like a sweet violin. God's own inspiration, like lightning, doth strike him and captures my soul.
Ah, jeez, you sound just like him.
Really? Thanks.
You should hate Shakespeare.
Well, I don't. I try to emulate Shakespeare.
Well, there's your problem. You're so blinded by the Lord, who's such a pompous little man.
Why is it a problem to admit that I'm a fan?
Because he's a hack with a knack for stealing anything he can.
How could you say that? How could you say that? The man really knows how to write a fiction play. You wish you could pen one. We wish we were in one.
I just wish that he would go away.
That's not gonna happen, because everyone I know says that he is the greatest writer that England has ever known.
And that's another thing I hate about Shakespeare, is all the twits who blow the eight about Shakespeare, and how they prattle on about his great accomplishments, well, la-di-da-di-da. And once they start their gushing, there's no stopping them, and then it's blah, 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 Shakespeare. He walks in, it's dum-da-dum-ta-da, Shakespeare. He's holding court, and they say, Will, you're such a genius, and your writing is divine. A verse by any other name is such a clever line, and they're all, ooh, and he's all stop, and they're all, yay, and I'm all, ugh. And I'm really getting sick of it. And I hate Shakespeare.
I think by now we sort of know you hate Shakespeare.
Shakespeare. The way he feigns humility when all he does is gloat. The way he wears that silly frilly collar around his throat. The poster child for why no one should ever procreate. Let me make a shorter list and I will give it to you straight. Every little thing about Shakespeare is what I hate. Why should you think I woo and scorn? Scorn and derision never come in tears. When I vow, I weep, and vows so born, in their nativity all truth appears. How can these things seem in scorn to you, bearing the badge of faith to prove them true?
You do advance your cunning more and more. When truth kills truth, oh devilish holy fray, these vows are Hermia's. Will you give her o'er? Weigh oath with oath, and you will nothing weigh. Your vows to her and me put in two scales will even weigh, and both as light as tails.
I had no judgment when to her I swore.
Nor none in my mind. Now you give her o'er?
Demetrius loves her, and he loves not you.
Oh, Helena, goddess, nymph, perfect divine, to what shall I compare thine eyne? Crystal is muddy, how ripe and show thy lips, those kissing cherries tempting grow. That white, congealed, high Taurus snow turns to a crow when thou hold'st up thy hand. Allow me to kiss this princess of pure white, this goddess of bliss.
Oh, spite! Oh, hell! I see you're all bent to set against me for your merriment. If you were civil and knew courtesy, you would not do me thus much injury. Can you not hate me, as I know you do, but now you must join in souls to mock me too? If you were men, as men you are in show, you would not use a gentle lady so, to vow and swear and superpraise my parts, when I am sure you hate me with your hearts. A trim exploit, a manly enterprise, to conjure tears up in a poor maid's eyes, with your derision, none of noble sort, would so offend a virgin, and extort a poor soul's patience, all to make you sport.
You are unkind, Demetrius, be not so, for you love Hermia, this you know I know. And now with all my goodwill, with all my heart, of Hermia's love I yield you up my part, and yours in Helen to me bequeath, whom I do love and will do till my death.
Never did mockers waste more idle breath.
Lysander, keep thy Hermia, I will her none. My heart to her is guestwise sojourned, and now to Helen is it returned, there to remain.
Helen, it is not so.
Ha! Disparage not the faith thou dost not know, lest to thy peril thou abide it dear. Oh, look, thy love comes, yonder is thy dear.
Dark night that from me his function takes, ere more quick apprehension makes, wherein doth impair the seeing sense, it pays the hearing double recompense. Thou art not by mine eye, Lysander's found my ear. It brought me to thy sound, but why unkindly dost thou leave me so?
Why should he stay whom love doth press to go?
What love could press Lysander from my side?
Lysander's love that would not let him bide. Fair Helena, who more in guilt's the night than all yon fiery O's and eyes of light. Why seek'st thou me? Could not this make thee know the hate I bear thee made me leave thee so?
You speak not as you think it cannot be.
Lo, she is one of this confederacy. Now I see they have all three fashioned this false sport in spite of me. Injurious Hermia, most ungrateful maid, Have you conspired? Have you with these contrived to bait me with this foul derision? Is all the counsel that we two shared, the hours we have spent when we had chid the hasty-footed time for parted us? Oh, is it all forgot? All school's days friendship, childhood innocence. We, Hermia, like two artificial gods, have with our needles created one flower, sitting on one cushion on one sampler, both warbling of one song in one note, one key, as if our hands, sides, voices, and minds were incorporate. And so we grew together, like a double cherry, seeming parted but yet in union in partition. Two lovely berries, molded onto one stem, with two seeming bodies and one heart, two of the first, like coats in heraldry, due but two and crowned onto one crest. And now will you rent our ancient love asunder, to join with men in scorning your poor friend? It isn't friendly, 'tis not maidenly. Our sex as well as I may chide you for it, though I alone do feel the injury.
I'm amazed at your passionate words. I scorn you not, though it seems you scorn me.
Have you not set Lysanders in scorn to praise my eyes and face, and sent your other love, Demetrius, whoever but now did spurn me with his foot, to call me goddess, nymph, divine and rare, precious, celestial? Wherefore speaks he this to her he hates? And wherefore doth Lysander deny your love, so rich within your soul and tender meet, but by your setting on, by your consent? What though I be not so in grace with you, so hung upon with love, but miserable most, to love unloved? This you should pity, rather than despise.
I know not what you mean by this.
I do. Persever, counterfeit sad looks, make mouths on me when I turn my back. Hold this sweet jest up. This sport well carried shall be chronicled. But fare ye well, 'tis partly my own fault, which death or absence soon shall remedy.
Stay, gentle Helena. Hear my excuse. My love, my life, my soul, fair Helena.
Oh, excellent.
Sweet, do not scorn her.
If she cannot entreat, I can compel.
Thou canst compel no more than she entreat. Thy threats have no more strength than her weak prayers. Helen, I love thee. By my life I do. I swear by all that I will lose for thee to prove him false that says I love thee not.
I say I love thee more than he can do.
If thou say so, withdraw and prove it too.
Quick, come.
Lysander, where'd you tend all this?
Away, you Ethiop!
No, he'll seem to get away. You threaten and yet you do not come. You're a weak man. Go.
Hang off, thou cat, thou burr! Vile thing, let loose or I shall shake thee from me like a serpent!
Why you grown so rude? What changes this sweet love?
Thy love? Out, tawny tartar! Out, loathed medicine, O hated potion, hence!
Do you not jest?
Yes, sooth, and so do you.
Demetrius, I'll keep my word with thee.
I would I had your bond, for I sense a weak bond holds you. I'll not trust your word.
What? Should I hurt her, strike her, kill her dead? Although I hate her, I'll not harm her so.
What could you do me greater harm than hate me? Hate me? Or for oh me? Am I not Hermia? Are you not Lysander? I must fare as I was erewhile. Since now you left me, why then you left me? Oh, the gods and earth shall I say?
I, by my life, and never did desire to see thee more. Therefore be out of hope, of question, of doubt. 'Tis no jest that I do hate thee, and love Helena.
You juggler, you canker blossom, you thief of love! What have you come by night and stolen my love's heart from him?
Fine, in faith. What? Have you no modesty, no maiden shame, no touch of bashfulness? What? Will you tear impatient answers from my gentle tongue? Fie, fie, you counterfeit, you puppet, you.
Puppet? Why so? Aye, that way goes the game. Now I perceive she hath made compare between our statures. She hath urged her height, her personage, her tall personage. Forsooth she hath prevailed with him. Are you grown so high in his esteem because I am so dwarfish, so low? How low am I, thou painted maypole? Speak, how low am I? I am not yet so low, but that my nails can reach into thine eyes!
I pray you, gentlemen.
Ah!
Let her not hurt me. I was never cursed. I have no gift in shrewishness. I am a right mate for my cowardice. Perhaps you think that since she is something lower than myself that I can match her.
Lover, hark again!
Good Hermia, do not be so bitter with me. I evermore did love you, always kept your counsels, never wronged you, save that in love unto Demetrius, I told him of your stealth into this wood. He followed you. For love I followed him, but he hath chid me hence, and threatened to spurn me, strike me, nay, to kill me too. And now will I quiet go. Back to Athens will I bear my folly and follow you no further. See how simple and how fond I am?
Why, get you gone! Who is it that hinders you?
A foolish heart that I leave here behind.
What, with Lysander?
With Demetrius.
Be not afraid. She shall not harm thee, Helena.
Ha! No, she shall not, though you do take her part.
When she is angry, she is keen and shrewd. She was a vixen when we went to school together. And though she be but little, she is fierce.
Little? Again, nothing but low and little. Why will you suffer to flout me thus? Let me come to her!
Get you gone, you dwarf, you minimus of hindering knotgrass maid, you feed, you acorn!
You are too officious in her behalf that says you love her so. Speak not of Helena, let her go, that thy love be so little in thy doth appear.
Now she holds me not. Follow if thou darest to prove whose right in thine or mine is most in Helena.
Ha! Follow? Nay, I'll go with thee, cheek by jowl.
You mistress, all of this quarrel is long of you. Nay, go not back!
I no longer trust you. No longer shall I stay in your cursed company. Your hands than mine are quicker for a fray. My legs are longer, though. To run away.
I am amazed and not know what to say. Dearest Arends, Mom came out. Dear Father. There's much confusion, all the world being clear as shit. But of course, alright, still something. For I know that's how you want me to react. Yeah. There's much confusion, for you see my face on you. Actually, exceedingly peculiar altogether, quite impossible to describe. That. What is this feeling so sudden and new?
I felt the moment I laid eyes on you.
My pulse is rushing.
My head is reeling.
Yeah, well, my face is blushing. What is this feeling, fervid as a flame? Does it have a name? Loathing, unadulterated loathing for your face, your clothing. Let's just say I love it all. Every little trait, however small, makes my very flesh begin to crawl. With simple outer loathing, there's a strange exhilaration in such total detestation. It's all pure, so strong. Though I do admit it came on fast, still I do believe that it can last. And I will be loathing my whole life long.
Ding-a-ling-a, you are just too good. How do you stand it? I don't think I could. She's a terror, she's a tartar. We don't mean to show a bias, but Galinda, you're a martyr.
Well, these things are sent to dragons.
Poor Galinda forced to reside. Someone so disgusted, we just want to tell you we're all on your side. We share your
What is
loathing.
this feeling so sudden and new?
Unadulterated
I felt
loathing.
the moment I lay hands on you. My pulse is rushing,
Let's
my
just
head is
say
reeling.
we love it all.
Oh, what is this
Every
feeling?
little trait, however small,
Does it have a
very
name?
fast to call.
Yes,
Loathing.
there's a
on the brake before I even turn the key, before I make a mistake, before I lead with the worst of me. Give them no reason to stare, no slipping up if you slip away. So I got nothing to share.
I was supposed to.
No, I got nothing to say. Step out of the sun if you keep getting burned. Step out of the sun because you learn. On the outside, always looking in, will I ever be more than I've always been? 'Cause I'm tapping on the glass, waving through a window. I try to speak, but nobody can hear, so I wait around for an answer to appear while I'm watching people pass, waving through a window. Can anybody see? Is anybody waving back at me? We start the stars in our eyes, we start believing that we belong, but every sun doesn't rise, and no one tells you where you went wrong. Step out of the sun if you keep getting burned. Step out of the sun because you learn. On the outside, always looking in, will I ever be more than I've always been? 'Cause I'm tapping on the glass, waving through a window. I try to speak, but nobody can hear, so I wait around for an answer to appear while I'm watching people pass, waving through a window. Can anybody see? Is anybody waving? When you're falling in the forest, there's nobody around. Do you ever really crash or even make a sound? When you're falling in the forest and there's nobody around, do you ever really crash or even make a sound? When you're falling in the forest and there's nobody around, do you ever really crash or even make a sound? When you're falling in the forest and there's nobody around, do you ever really crash or even make a sound? Did I even make a sound? Did I even make a sound? It's like I never made a sound. Will I ever make a sound? On the outside, always looking in, will I ever be more than I've always been? 'Cause I'm tapping on the glass, waving through a window. I try to speak, but nobody can hear, so I wait around for an answer to appear while I'm watching people pass, waving through a window. Can anybody see? Is anybody waving back at me? Is anybody waving? Waving? Oh.
Fine, we're damaged, really damaged, but that does not make us wise. We're not special, we're not different, we don't choose who lives or dies. Let's be normal, see bad movies, sneak a beer and watch TV. We'll bake brownies or go bowling. Don't you want a life with me? Can't we be 17? That's all I want to do. that really blows, but we let go and go buy some summer clothes. We'll go camping and we'll eat some chili fries. Maybe prom night,
Maybe dancing.
don't stop looking in my eyes.
Can't we be 17? Is that so hard to do? If you could let me in, I could be good with you. Let us be 17. If we've still got the right. So what's it gonna be? I wanna be with you. I wanna be with you tonight.
Yeah, we're damaged,
Badly damaged,
but
but
your
your love's too good to lose.
hold me tighter.
Even closer.
I'll stay if I'm what you choose.
Can't we be 17?
If I am what you choose.
If we still got the right.
'Cause you're the one I choose.
You're the one I choose.
You're the one I choose.
Yeah, I didn't really. It's just, I know, right? Yeah, all joking aside, it's just been a great time. Oh, gross. Here, take mine. Oh, hang on. Waiter, come in, please.
Honestly, you'd be surprised with the luck I've been having lately.
You're so fun.
Oh, please.
No, really. Come on.
What?
What?
Who?
Huh?
Who's Robin?
What do you mean?
You just called me Robin. Who is she? Who is she? Your girlfriend?
Me.
You're gay.
No. Well, yes, but
Why?
my agent.
Why?
I'm an actor.
Why am I not gay? You're gay.
I really should have told you before, but it really would have backfired if I had. See, I'm playing Stanley in an upcoming production of Streetcar, and I can't get into the part unless I method act straight.
Method acting.
Yes, I cannot play Stanley Kowalski unless I know what it means.
Let me see if I can follow. You had me get dressed up, drive all the way down here for dinner, and have my hopes destroyed after thinking I'd finally met a halfway decent guy, so you could get a better feel for being straight.
You don't mind, do you? Oh my god, that was it! The perfect heterosexual dating moment! I'm in! I'm straight! Stella!
Guys got this, you ain't got this, yeah, I know it's got it, got this, hey.
Oh, is that a chihuahua? Hey, little guy. Hey.
That was freaky.
That was scary.
Those guys are everywhere.
Like the arrow from Orion, keep on straight, keep on trying. No faith are ever gonna cut our faith.
As you can see, Bob, we got thunder, we got bloody hurricane on the wind. We are delays and stay on the road and go.
Just try. Stay ahead, stay ahead, stay alive. The weather may stormy, but the road is still before me. The path to the devil high.
Okay, here's the problem, gang. Public transportation is suspended due to the storm. And if we get on a plane, Zeus will strike us right out of the sky.
Do we have enough drachmas for an Uber?
We don't have enough drachmas for a cheeseburger.
Well, if you hadn't bought all those damn snacks.
It was the Hoover Dam, and I was hungry.
Yeah, well, it was a $10 minimum.
Okay,
no,
wait, hold
no,
on.
we were
No,
all
it was a
hungry.
5 for
So you don't
4,
think about
but I
anyone's.
said it was
Whoa,
a
whoa,
great-
whoa, whoa. Why are we fighting?
I have that effect.
Aries, god of war. Maybe you guys have met my daughter, Clarice. Whoa, guys, relax. I come in peace. I hate you runts for taking a trip to Hades, but you'll never make it on public transportation. I can take you as far as Vegas. Y'all are cool with motorcycles, right?
What do you think? Think just this guy?
It's 1 foot forward at a time.
Dust off all that dreams run. Got a lot left to do. But people are counting on us, I'm counting on you. Drive, just drive. Stay ahead, and stay alive. Loaded off the freedom, that's the rules. Hell, we don't need 'em. So pedal to the metal and drive. I never dreamed that I could do this. Never felt like I was worth a damn. But I'm sort of getting through this. I mean, look at where I am.
Vegas, baby. This is where I get off.
That guy was so cool.
Okay, gang, we'll be in LA tomorrow, but tonight we need a place to sleep.
How about here? The Lotus Hotel.
You're joking, right? In the Odyssey, if you want to sleep in a lotus bed, one night can last 100 years.
I'm sure that's irrelevant. Oh, excuse me, miss. How long have you been at this hotel?
My brother and I got here just yesterday, May 1st,
What?
1939.
Oh, yeah, we can sleep on the road. Drive, just drive. Stay ahead and don't get dead and stay alive.
Jump on a basic, we're getting on the
No major benders, now we're looking like contenders.
The Oracle can I'll save my mind and save the planet.
So pedal to the metal.
Oh, look, a bus to Los Angeles.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
This one we just won't blow up.
And drive.
Whoa. Oh, there's my mic. Thanks, Malachi. All right, I got a little more to say this time, but what I mean is less. I won't talk your ear off this time. I just want to remind you, this next section is PG-13. So, you have options. You can stay if you won't be offended by it, or if you don't have kids, or however you want to look at it, just know that PG-13 is basically R for movies, because there's no R rating for live theater. So that's just so you know. All right, so yeah, if you want to leave now, now's the time, and we will not be offended. Otherwise, just a reminder, we still have concessions in the back. All right, cool. Oh, thank you. Oh, one more thing. I need to say.
Hey folks, begging your pardon. Excuse me, sorry to barge in. And let's cut the tears and start on the whole, being dead thing. You're doomed to enjoy the singing, the sword of hear your cell phone ringing, I'll kill you myself. The whole being dead thing just can get a person stressed. He should have carpet way more DMs. Now we're never gonna see him. I can show you what comes next, so don't be freaked. Stay in your seats. I do this bullshit like 8 times a week. So just relax, stay in line, drink your $50 wine and take a breath. You're gonna be fine on the other side. You're all gonna die, you're all gonna die. I'll be your guide to the other side. It's a show about death. Everybody gets on fine here, like Rogers, Clark, and Hammerstein here. The women's bathroom has no line here. Just piss where you want. The whole being dead thing. Gonna love the folks here. Yeah, I know you're woke, but you can take a joke here. Every show I do like a ton of coke here. The whole being dead thing. Nobody is bulletproof. I work out, I eat clean. Jesus, that's the Dramamine. Time to face the brutal truth that we're all on a hit list. Might not live till Christmas. Choked to death on Triscuits. Hey, that's just statistics. So take a little break here. Kind of like a wake here. The scenery is fake here, but there's a giant snake here.
Oh, I just got word. The cops said they deserve a proper burial.
Fine, Achilles. Get the body back.
And not long after that, Achilles took an arrow in the knee. In the heel.
What a terrible shot! That wasn't even...
Killing him instantly, for it was the only place where his mother has held him from a child and let him into the rivers of Styx, leaving him immortal running on his heel.
That seems like a shitty end to the greatest warrior that's ever lived.
It was. You could die now. Ah! Not long after that, you all know this story. The Trojans brought a horse into the game. They gave it as a peace offering, telling them, oh, come take this beautiful little thing of ours. And, basically slaughtered the entire town in the night. Winning the war!
Now, when you choose a law career, the moment you embark, there is that joke you're bound to hear. A lawyer is a shark. Ignore that, it's simplistic and it's dumb. Only some of you will turn out sharks, just some. The rest are chum. Our topic is blood in the water. Kids, it's time you faced. Law school is a waste. Unless, oh yes, you acquire a taste for blood in the water. Dark and red and raw, you're nothing until the thrill of the kill becomes your only law. Mr. Shurtz, hypothetical question. Would you be willing to defend the following banker accused of fraud? A kind old grandma took her savings and she sent it off to your client, all she saved since she was born. Well, he promised to invest it, but he spent it on prostitutes and heroin and porn.
No, I would not want to take that case.
Wrong! This one's a win unless you're lazy. Grandma's broke, she'll have some hack from legal aid. Put her on the stand and color old and crazy. Your guy goes free and he can get you high and laid. Look for the blood in the water. Read your Thomas Hobbes. Only spineless snobs will pour with the morally dubious jobs. Yes, blood in the water. Your scruples are a flaw. Miss Hoops, hypothetical question. Would you be the right lawyer for the following client? Say they offer you a bundle for defending a famous hitman from Mafia elite. Seems he missed his chosen prey, killed a nun and drove away, running over 3 cute puppies in the street.
What? You think I wouldn't defend him because he's a typical man?
Oh, you lesbians think you're so tough. Oh dear, I fear my comment has offended. Hard to argue though when you're too mad to speak. Your employment will be very quickly ended when they see how your emotions make you weak. So what's my point? I run a billion-dollar law firm. I hire 4 new interns every year. From this class I will select 4 young sharks whom I respect, and those 4 will have a guaranteed career. Do you follow me? So I wanna see what exactly. Let the games begin. 4 of you will win, but just those 4 with the dorsal fin. Yes, blood in the water. So bite and scratch and claw. Yes, Miss. Someone's had their morning coffee. Would you summarize the case of the state of Indiana v. Hearn from your reading, please?
Oh, I wanted to answer the puppy question.
but I'm asking you about the assigned reading.
Who assigns reading on the first day of class?
You have guts, Miss Woods. Ms. Kensington. Let us say you took class at Harvard Law School. A position that you're justly proud about. But a girl on whom you call hasn't read the case at all. Should you let it go, or...
No, I'm
All right, then. You hurt your classmate. You have just been killed. She cut your throat, so grab your coat. Yes, you got cuts, but now they've spilled your blood in the water. So won't you please withdraw? And if you return, be ready to learn. Or is that unfair? Oh wait, I don't care. That's just how I rule. In life and in school with fear and shock and awe. You're nothing until
Blood in the water.
the thrill of the kill.
Blood in the water.
Becomes your only life. Your only life. Your only life.
In the water. When you come home to me, I'll wear a sweeter smile and hope that for a while you'll stay. Okay, thank you. I'm climbing uphill, Daddy, I'm climbing uphill. I'm up every morning at 6, standing in line with 200 girls who are younger and thinner than me. You had already been to the gym. I'm waiting 5 hours in line with 200 girls just coming and going in outfits that look just like this, till my number is finally called. When I walk in the room, there's a table of men, always men, usually gay, who are sitting like I have been listening all day to 200 girls belting as high as they can. I am a good person. I am an attractive person. I am a talented person. Grant me when you come home. I should have told them I was sick last week. They're gonna think it's the way that I sing. Why is the piano playing so loud? Shall I sing louder? I'll sing louder. Maybe I should stop and start over. I'm gonna stop and start over. Why is the director staring at his crotch? Why is that man staring at my resume? Don't stare at my resume. I made up half my resume. Stop looking at that. Look at me. I'm not in my shoes. Don't look at my shoes. I hate these fucking shoes. Why'd I pick these shoes? Why'd I pick this song? Why'd I pick this career? Why does this pianist hate me? If I don't get the call back, I can create a bar with mom to go buy a couch. Not that I want to spend the day with mom, but Jamie needs a space to ride since I'm obviously such a horrible, annoying distraction. What's gonna be like when we have kids? And once again, why am I working so hard? These are the people in class like to Blair in a musical. Jesus Christ, I suck, I suck, I suck, I suck. When finally you come home.
Next.
Thank you. I will not be the girl stuck at home in the burbs with the baby and the dog in a garden of herbs. I will not be the girl and the sensible shoes, pushing burgers and beer nuts and missing the clues. I will not be the girl who gets asked how it feels to be trotting along at the genius's heels. I will not be the girl who requires a man to get by. And tonight, when you come home.
Next.
Thank you.
Okay. Just be yourself, don't be nervous, and remember to smile.
Hello, I'm Rose Carboni. No, Ritz. Rose Ritz. That's right, Rose Ritz. Carboni was my husband's name, but he's dead. Whoops, he's not really dead. We're divorced. I just prefer to think of him as dead. Cheers me right up. Oh my gosh, did I just do that? Here I am making my first dating video. That's right, this is the very first dating video of Rose Ritz. And I'm already telling all you potential Mr. Video Men of my dreams out there, telling all you video men about my divorce. Good move, Rose. But yes, I'm divorced. I love you forever. Not. Divorced, divorced, divorced. But actually, can we not even talk about my divorce? My divorce was like open heart surgery without anesthesia. My insides were ripped open, guts on the floor, and no one bothered to sedate me. Well, isn't that attractive? Okay, I bet my phone is just ringing off the hook already. About myself, I recently had to re-enter the workforce as a telemarketer. Basically, I call people, try to sell them stuff, and they hang up on me. It's very fulfilling. Oh, I also enrolled in a magic class at the high school adult school. It was either that or step aerobics, and quite frankly, magic seemed less exhausting. And to be even more frank, I figured it was a more likely place to meet men. Unfortunately, the class consists entirely of divorced women, all hoping to meet men. Yes, 7 divorced women learning how to pull a coin from behind a child's ear, while next door 25 single men learn step aerobics. At least I'm back in the game. Oh, I almost forgot. I've got children. So, Mr. Video Man, I hope you don't hate kids. Though, I do. Oh, I don't hate my children, of course. I just hate the concept of having to raise kids all on your own because your dead husband walked out on you on your 40th birthday. Oh my god, I just told you he left me, not vice versa. Damaged goods alert. Why should her dead husband leave her for an older woman? That's right, he had a midlife crisis and didn't even bother to leave me for someone young and pretty and firm. He left me for a size 18, with a grandchild and a bad hip. So now you're really wondering what's wrong with Rose Ritz. Well, you know what, Mr. Video Man? I don't care, because I've stayed up many a late night with nothing to come for me but my 32-inch television. And I've sent away for all those late night infomercial things, Tony Robbins, Richard Simmons, all those nuts who think they're psychic, and now I believe in myself. Stop the insanity. Deal a meal. I'm okay. And now, after 15 years of lying next to the same balding lump of deadwood, Rose Ritz is here and in control, and had to stop the car to vomit 3 times on the way to this humiliating dating interview on the 1,000-to-1 chance that maybe she'd finally meet a decent guy so she doesn't have to spend the rest of her life alone because her dead husband left her for a living grandmother! No warning. I love someone more. And then he just left. And then it all stopped. My life. For 3 days I laid in bed, and it all stopped. And somehow, on the 6-month anniversary of the collapse of my life, I got myself here to make
Ah, yes, I see. Of course. How old is she?
Rising 7 when she died.
And when was that?
February the 6th, 1884.
Well, it's a thing.
She must be a bit long in the tooth by now, I think.
You should think, Dr. Bradman, but I'm afraid you don't. At least not profoundly enough.
You be quiet, Joel. What matter of heart y'all?
Don't worry, my dear. I'm quite used to skeptics. They generally turn out to be the most vulnerable and receptive in the long run.
You'd better take that warning to heart, Dr. Bradman.
My apologies, Mademoiselle Coffey. I meant no offense.
It's of no consequence. Would you all please place your hands face down on the table?
Of course.
What about the lights?
All in due time, Mr. Conline. Please stay seated. Fingers touching? Yes, just like that. I presume this is the gramophone, Mr. Conline?
Yes, it's an electric one. Would you like me to start it?
I assure you I can manage myself. Please stay with me. Okay, let's see what we have. Brahms? No. Rachmaninoff? Too florid. Where's the dance music?
They're the loose ones on the left.
See.
I'm afraid they're none of them very new.
Daphne's more attached to Irving Berlin than anybody else. She prefers a tune she can hum. Oh, here's one. Always.
Always?
What is the matter, Charles? Sit still.
There's nothing. There's nothing at all.
The light switches over by the door?
All except for the small one and the gramophone.
Very well, I understand. Now, there are one or two things that I should like to explain before we get started. Can I please have your undivided attention?
Of course.
Presently, when I start the music, I will then go turn off the lights. I may then walk around for a bit, or I might lie down flat. In due course, I will come and join you at the table. I will place myself between you and your wife, Mr. Condamine, and then I will place my hands lightly upon yours. I must ask you not to acknowledge me, or move, or do anything in the least bit distracting. Is that quite clear?
Yes, quite.
Now, I can't guarantee that anything will happen at all. Daphne may be unavailable. She did have a head cold rather recently, and she was really quite under the weather. Poor dear. Then again, a great many things might occur. One of you might experience an emanation, for example, or you may encounter a poltergeist, which would be extremely destructive and noisy.
In what ways destructive?
They've heard things, you know.
No, I didn't know.
But we must cross that bridge when we come to it, mustn't we?
Certainly, by all means.
Thankfully, an elemental at this time of year is highly unlikely.
What do elementals do?
Oh, my dear, no one can be really sure. They're dreadfully unpredictable. They tend to take the form of a very cold wind,
I don't think I shall like that.
occasionally reaching almost hurricane velocity.
Don't you think it'd be a good idea to take more of the breakable pieces off the mantelpiece before we start?
I assure you that's not necessary, Mrs. Condamine. I have my own methods of dealing with elements.
I'm so glad.
Now, are you all ready to empty your mind?
Are you saying what you think of nothing?
Absolutely nothing. Try to think of a space or a nondescript color. That's usually the best way.
I doubt it.
Good work. I'm going to start the music now. Lights! Oh, quiet!
Keep still, Charles.
Is anyone there? Is anyone there? 1 rap for yes, 2 raps for no. Now then, is anyone there? Shh. Is that you, Daphne? How is your cold? Is it doing any better? Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Are you doing anything for it? Oh, I'm afraid she's rather fretful. Is there anybody there who would like to speak to somebody here? Ah, now we're getting somewhere. No, Daphne, please stop that. You're hurting me. Oh, there's a good child. You said there was somebody there who would like to speak to somebody here. Is it me? Is it Dr. Bradman? Is it Mrs. Bradman? Is it Mrs. Condamine? Oh, stop that. Behave yourself. Is it Mr. Condamine? Somebody wishes to speak with you.
Tell them to leave a message.
I must ask you not to be so flippant, Mr. Condamine.
Really, Charles, don't be absurd.
I'm sorry it slipped out.
Can you think of anybody who may have passed on recently?
Not recently, except my cousin in the civil service, but I can't imagine why he should want to talk to me. We haven't spoken for years.
Are you Mr. Condamine's cousin in the civil service? Well, that doesn't seem to be it. Is there anybody else? Go on, crack your brain.
It could be old Miss Plummet. She died on Whit Monday, you know.
Why should Mrs. Plummet want to talk to me? We had very little in common.
It's worth a try, anyhow.
Are you old Mrs. Plummet?
She was very deaf. Perhaps you'd better shout.
Are you old Mrs. Plummet? There doesn't seem to be anybody there at all. Well, it seems there's nothing for it but for me to go into a trance. I was really hoping to avoid it because it's so exhausting. But what must be, must be. Allow me to turn on the music again.
Not always. Don't play always.
Why ever not, Charles? Don't be absurd.
I'm afraid I must. It would be imprudent for us to change one from the extreme. You know what I mean?
Fine, have it your own way.
Push down harder.
said leave it where it is.
Nonsense, dear.
I heard it distinctly.
Well, nobody else did they?
Good evening, Charles.
Ventriloquism, that's what this is, ventriloquism.
Really, Charles? How tiresome of you.
Do you mean to tell me that none of you heard anything at all?
Heard what?
Do you mean to sit there solemnly and tell me you heard nothing?
I certainly did.
He did not. I would have loved to see it.
It's you who are playing tricks, Charles. You're acting to try to frighten us.
Not, I swear I'm not.
It's difficult of what to say after 7 years. It's difficult to think of what to say after 7 years, but I think good evening is good as any other, I suppose.
Who are you?
Well, a Vera, of course. Don't be silly.
I've had quite enough of this. Get up, everybody, the entertainment's over.
How tiresome of you, Charles. Just as we were beginning to enjoy ourselves.
Never again. As long as I live, never again. That's all I can say.
What is the matter with you, Charles?
Nothing. Just sick of the whole business, that's all.
real quick before we start this next song. Sorry, Malachi, I know I didn't tell you about this ahead of time.
No, you didn't.
Just a real quick note. This will be our last song, our last scene. So I just wanted to point out that if you guys have read the director's notes, this show is, obviously it's our debut and it's an exciting look forward at what this company will hopefully become, but it's also a more somber look back, as it's a bit of a tribute show to a friend of mine in the past. And this was one of her favorite songs, so I think it really represents both a somber look back and a hopeful look forward. So that's why I picked this last song. You don't want to bow, Malachi?
That's too far.
Come on.
Okay, I'm running.
Bow down here so you don't have to go up.
There you go. Front and center.
1, 2.
Thank you guys so much for coming. Audition or stay tuned for Hamlet. We'll be performing it over 3 weekends in May, so it'll also be warmer. Thank you so much.
That's kind of weird. Yeah. There's a couple lines I know. Oh, just